Hello and welcome to Vinyasa Yoga, donation-based yoga with me, Yogi Cecily. Hello, how are you? Well, if you're seeing this live, you're seeing it on Facebook, and I always welcome all of my friends from around the nation and around the globe in some cases, just to kind of watch me just a few moments, even if yoga is not your thing. And then otherwise, you know that this will be downloaded onto youtube.com/c/Yogi Cecily. You know, I have something really special for you today, and it is going to be all seated postures and seated vinyasa. So this is going to go onto YouTube on two different playlists. I'm going to put it on the beginner playlist, but I'm also going to put it on the intermediate playlist. So I do that sometimes because I'm looking at yoga poses that even some of my intermediate students might not have ever worked on. So you have that to look forward to for today's class. When we talk about doing seated postures, one of the things that we really want to warm up are core abdominals, right? Transverse abdominals, and oblique abdominals, all right? So sometimes when we're working on seated poses, can you believe it's not the legs that are stiff, it's aspects of the torso. So we'll look at all of that. Now remember, it is donation-based yoga, so you can always make a donation to venmo.com/Cecily-guest. That's CECILY-GUEST. All right, let's get this class started. I do want to make sure, because it is seated postures, that you have two yoga blocks. We're going to need those. And that you also have a rolled yoga blanket. Some of you know my favorite thing to do with these blankets is roll them and use them in some cases more than blocks. So we'll look at how that goes as the class goes on. Let's start on our back. Oh my, and draw the knees into your chest. Well, that's easy. We like this already. Okay, from here, hold on to your right knee and take your left leg up. Let's make ankle circles. Ankle circles, foot circles with the left foot, and then reverse those circles. Well, we like this already. Feels good, feels good, feels good. Now we're going to take the left leg and drop it down straight. As I drop this down straight, I'm going to pull the right knee in. Okay, so you notice that. And now this is a circle. Now this motion comes from gyrotonic. If you've seen my videos on Instagram, I think there are a few from about 2 years ago where I go over this motion. And what you want to do is you want to bend on the way in, lengthen. This opens the hamstring, the calf, and the Achilles. But then when the leg drops, it's going to open the hip flexor on this side. So let's take 4 more. 4. And up, breathe. Oh yeah. 3. Bend and up. That's right. 2 more. 2. Oh, gosh, I love it. Bend and up. Yes, and 1. Bend and up. Rolling like a ball. I use this often. Take 4 and back. Breathe. And 3. And back. Breathe. And 2. Yes. And 1. All right. Scooch back and lengthen the legs. Okay. Now we just kind of opened up your left leg. So I want to continue with that. We're going to go ahead and put the hands behind and take this left leg up and down 8 times. 8 and 7 and 6 and 5. Here we go. 4 and 3, 2, and a 1. Great. Let's go ahead and reach out for the left calf. One thing you're going to notice today is I do not use a strap for hardly anything. Sometimes I will use a towel, like if something feels really far away, but usually I'm telling people, like, don't even reach for the foot. Lace your fingertips, get them underneath the calf. Okay. Flex the toes up. Now from here, we're going to bend at the elbow. Exhale, bend, and lift, shoulders back, look up, and bend, and up. Easy peasy. 2 more. Bend, and up, and just one more time, bend. See, I'm not even trying to go that far down. Okay, let's do all of this on the other side. So what you're gonna do is go ahead, bring your feet in. Hold on to the left knee, draw it in, and extend the right leg up. Okay, ankle circles. I have a lot of clients might struggle getting a straight leg. Let's reverse your ankle circles. If that's you, if you really struggle making your leg straight, you got to work on that. Some people don't believe in straight legs, you know, but we're not standing. There's no resistance on the leg, and so we just want the quadricep to open the back of the knee. And that means your quad might burn, right on? Now this leg drops down. You feel the stretch across the right hip flexor. Then we bend in and up, that open the hamstring. Drop down, open the hip flexor, in and up. I'm just going to keep going with this. Now, for my veteran students, you know, I keep trying to get my veteran students to adopt a very good floor program. Because it's actually the floor postures that will kind of expose you, you know, really expose your ability in asana. Let's roll like a ball a couple of times. Exhale forward. And as I practice yoga more and more, I practice more and more floor and seated asana. And that's what really keeps my standing asana very flexible. So when I'm standing on my legs, I don't want to push. I don't want to push and overly pull in standing asana. I want those to feel free and buttery, and it's the seated work that helps me do that. So I'm going to get my fingertips underneath the calf, right? And then inhale and bend. Yeah, up and bend. All right, good. I'm going to face you a little bit. Up and bend. So just you can see that I'm not, oh boy, I'm not trying to dig down or pull or do like anything special or exciting. We're just warming up. Okay, go ahead, take your hands behind. Lift the ribs, roll the shoulders back. This is really a missed ability to sit up tall. Now you're going to take your right leg, take it up. 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2. Now let's alternate. Left and right. Left and right. Left. This leg goes much higher. I don't feel a lot in this quad, but boy, oh boy, this leg, I can really feel my quad has to work. What does that mean? I know. It means that the hamstring on this leg is a little bit shorter or tighter. 4. So I really work that opposing leg. 3, 2, you're sitting up nice and tall, and 1. Great. We're still in the warm-up, so relax. For my veteran students, just relax. We're going to get there. Now you're going to see I'm going to use the rolled blanket, and I'm going to sit up high. If you're very, very, very tight, very, very stiff, you're going to want to sit up on one of these bolsters, and maybe even sit up on a bolster and a blanket. So the higher you go, the more you're tilting in gravity. And that's kind of what we want sometimes. I place the hands on the shins. Once again, not reaching out for the feet. Flexing the toes up, so this is flexed. Sometimes I say flexed and people point, and I'm like, no, that's pointed. This is flexed. So flex your feet. So now we're going to go ahead and round. So I'm going to take the top of my head and my chin and round, belly button to the spine, and round down. And then I'm going to kind of sneak out and up. Rounding, rounding, Snake lengthen, out and up. Good. Let's do this again. So we're round and round. Lengthen and up. Round and round. Lengthen and up. Round. Oh. Lengthen and up again. Round. I love it so much, we're going to do two more. I'm not going to lie. So round. Lengthen and up. Here we go again. Around and lengthen and up. Okay, so why do I love that so much? You know, sometimes people were told so much to go with the flat back. And this is where I a little bit disagree with HuberLab. I love Dr. Huberman, Professor Huberman. I love HuberLab. I'll put a link in, and he has a 2-hour episode on stretching. And he says, well, do this and do that, and then go with a flat back. And I a little bit disagree with that, because if you think of Pilates and Feldenkrais and a couple of other people looking at mobility, you know this, oh gosh, this rounding phase for some of us is so important. I actually had to learn how to round so I could already lengthen. So what I'm saying is that everybody work on both parts. If you round a lot, it's okay to round sometimes. You'll have to learn how to lengthen. If you're really good at lengthening but lousy at rounding, you know, that's a sign. That's a sign that you need to work on the rounding. And when I learned how to round, boy, I just started going so much lower. One more. Oh, yeah, I'm really greedy with that one. Okay, good. So here we are sitting up nice and tall. The blanket is going to help you sit up nice and tall. So sitting up nice and tall, that's the lengthening. Yeah, that's the lengthening. All right, so from here, we're going to lace the fingertips, take the arms up. 1. This is long, forward. Look at the fingertips go past the feet, prayer position. My friend Genesis, boy, he really got to this one sooner than some of the other students. And he would delay, you know, going all the way down, because I think he started to recognize that getting the hands past the feet, that is what's up. For real. 3. Prayer. Inhale. 2. You know, inhale. And 1. And this is the other thing I love about seated work is you can get very deep stretches. We're going to do one now. It's yin, so we're going to grab a block. And I'm just going to bring my forehead down. So you can go for very deep, you know, deeper, deeper, deeper. But seated asana can work both. You know, you can let go into your yin, use as many blocks as you need. I don't mind if you're this high up. And what I'm going to call is, this is just yin, this is just static stretching. I agree with Huberman, he is correct, so that Golgi tendon needs to let go, and so we need like 30 seconds here, or more. Yin yoga is 2 to 5 minutes just in one position. Boy, the fascial stretch, the whole track from my heel bone, along the calves, back of the knee, hamstring, of course, parts of the glute, parts of the extensors in the back. I even just let my shoulders slump so you get a nice, beautiful spread across the back. Could have stayed there all day. But it is not a yin class. This is a vinyasa class. Yeah? It is? Yes, it is. Don't get in my face. It is. Let's roll like a ball. We're going to put some things together. So we roll like a ball. Inhale. Exhale. Arms up and forward. Hands back. Bend the knees. Hips up. Inhale. So here's a vinyasa. You've seen me do this one before. 3 and up. Go past your feet. Don't worry about grabbing anything. Bend the knees and lift. Now this is why I don't worry about sometimes rounding. Forward, I forgot the roll. I don't worry about rounding because I know in order to get this lift, I'm going to have to extend the back, draw the shoulder blades together, right? So this is getting into back bending. Our front body opening and back and forward. Hands back and bend, front body opening. And give me two more. 2, back and forward, up. This is the Vinyasa pattern, good. And then bend and lift. Are we going to do any downward facing dog? No. Are we going to do any warrior poses? No. Nope. Sometimes just want to be on the floor, and that's that. Good. And down. All right, I'm going to face you a little bit. We're going to hold on to the right foot. Draw the right foot to the face, external rotation. And 4. And 3. But Cecily, you said don't grab the foot. But see how this is working now, too? It's going to shorten and it's going to lengthen. And 1. But Cecily, can I use a strap here? No. Right? No, because you're going to go ahead and it's your foot. You're going to bring your foot to you. And then you're going to just ask your whole body to extend. Yes? Here. See how the leg pushes, Lordy, pushes the arms out. One more. 1. Yeah. Good. This right foot goes inside. Sirsasana. Sirsasana, arms up and forward. But Cecily, can I use a strap or something on my foot now? Yeah. You know it's better? Getting that block out in front and try like the Dickens to get to the block and hold on to the block. So I really try to get people not to grab their own body, not to put a strap or something on your own body. Because then when you do that, you start pulling back. We don't want to go back. We want to go forward. We want to go forward. Can you see? Got the block in front of the foot. I want to be forward. But Cecily, what if I'm forward and I'm rounded? Oh, okay, you know, I'll buy that. I'm going to buy that, you know, if we're trying to get everything forward. All right, great. Let's change sides. I'm going to face the other way. You face any way you like. And we're working with your left leg. In and out. 4. So what kind of poses are we going to get into after I finish this warm-up phase? Yes, Badakonasana, the butterfly pose. Upavistakonasana, wide leg position. Kurmanasana, the tortoise pose. Yes. Bharavajasana, we will do. Yes. Seated Skandasana. What's all these poses? I know. Sundial and compass pose. Yes, we will do. Right? Good, good, good. Triang Ekapada Paschimottanasana. Yes, we will do. Sirsasana we are doing. So many seated poses. Marichyasana A, B. Yes, we will do. Lotus, double fire sticks. What up? All right, good. We will bridge and we will do some back bending. Camel pose. Right? Gomukhasana. All these poses. What the heck? With all these poses, what is she even talking about? Let's face the other way, all fours. Let's go back and forth. Little child's pose. We're going to start to get the knees kind of bendy. Back and forward. Not even doing upward dog, downward dog. Back and forward. You can go faster or slower. My veteran students, you all will get bored, I know. So if you want to just add push-ups in there, you can. My beginners, you're doing great. My beginners, just hang in there and don't judge. Don't judge. You don't want to get in there telling yourself you're not flexible. I'm not flexible. Don't even go there. We're just moving. 2 more. We are just moving. Yes, yes, and 1 more. Good. Child's pose. Flatten the body out. Single leg. Dhanurasana. Right elbow up, Left hand, left foot. Good. We're going to release and swim. Inhale, exhale, and hold. Again, inhale, exhale, and hold. Oh, one more. Inhale, exhale, and hold. Now I'm just going to relax down. I'm going to lift the left knee and the right leg. Oh my goodness, this feels so good. Oh gosh, child's pose. I don't know about you, but see, I used to hate seated poses. Now I'm going to face the other way. We're going to go forward and back again. I used to just hate seated poses. And then, oh boy, I just got down. I was like, oh yes, mama, this is what is up. Now, you know, you're going to hate it for a while because you just feel like you're not going anywhere. You just feel like I'm not getting more flexible. Stick with it. Take two more. Stick with it. And then also, while you're watching this video, I want you to pay attention to the names of the poses, because I think a lot of times some people don't do these poses because they're like, what's it called? I know. Left elbow presses you up. Right? A single leg Dhanurasana bow. Dhanur. Oh, do you love the sound of that? Dhanur. I think I'm gonna name my next pet Dhanur. Can have a baby and name your baby Dhanur. Right? Not Donna, Dhanur. So here I'm going to try to lift, right? And then we're going to swim and back, up, swim and back. I know you got to fish around and find that foot. Swim. You're a little twisted. You can look back. You can twist and look back. I'm not the best back bender, so I really have to work on these things. Now I'm going to lay down a little bit and try my best to press the hip sockets, pubic bone down, and lift the thighs. 3, 2, gosh, and 1. All right, good, good, good for you. Child's pose. Boy, oh boy. So now you're going to feel the glutes. You're going to feel hip sockets, all of that. Great, let's come up. Step your right foot forward. Maybe grab a block. Half splits. All right, you can use your hands on the blocks, put elbows on the block, just hold here, breathe. 5. It is a vinyasa class we are going to be moving for, and this is why you don't want to judge yourself. 3, and this is why you want blocks and equipment. So now we're going to move, we're going to bend the front knee, place the hands here at prayer. We go up and back and down, step and straighten, bow. Bend, up and back, yep, down, straighten, bow. I do something like this in a lot of other of my vinyasa videos. The only thing today we are not standing up. We're not going to do Parsvottanasana today. This is half splits, Ardha, Hanuman, and down, stretch, and then up, a back bending lunge. And let's take one more, Ardha, Hanuman Asana. All right, so here we are. So let's work on our splits. Now I'm going to grab 2 blocks. I'm going to grab my other block. Many of you will want 2 blocks, even if you have full splits. Tuck the back toe. 8 times. Straighten and bend. Breathe. Straighten and bend. Straighten and bend. Straighten and bend. Straighten. It doesn't matter how low you go. 4, 3, 2, and maybe you have one more. Maybe you're in full splits. Maybe you're somewhere close. You can use a blanket. Don't put a block under here. Don't want to use a block because that's going to, the edge pushes into muscle. Muscle is soft. So a blanket, yes. That makes sense. I'm using the blocks to kind of actually push up. Yeah, why not? Why not push up? Why not push out? 4. Gosh. 3. 2. There it is. And then we can just sit it down on 1. Great. Let's do the same thing with the other leg. So now left foot forward. Whoa, do you feel, if you're doing this with me, you just got to ask yourself, like, even if you're not all the way down to the ground, even if you don't have full splits, doesn't matter. It is the deepest way of stretching is closer to the ground. So sometimes it's just nice not to worry about warrior poses and, oh gosh, you know, triangle pose, all those things. Sometimes just to come on down and actually just work on the lexicon of seated, low to the ground work. Give me 2 more of these. So these lunges are the highest thing we're going to do today because we're not seated, of course, right? So, love it. 1 more. I used to not like back bending, boy, oh boy, and then I got to a point where I was like, oh, this is why people love to do it. Oh, because there's nothing else that feels like that. All right, we're going to hold here, straight leg. Tuck the back toes, straighten and bend. Straighten and bend. You can stay up high, straighten, bend, or each time, straighten, straighten. 4, 3, there's just nothing that feels like this. 2, and 1, and maybe you're all the way down, maybe you're not. Doesn't matter. Maybe you're way up high on blocks, doesn't matter. Maybe you have to use some chairs or something, doesn't matter. You just want to get in here with nice long legs, settle in. So my veteran students, sometimes I will come to them and say, well, take 1 arm up. Yeah? I'll say, go ahead, it's okay. Take 1 arm up. Yeah. And then I say you will know when you can take both arms up. This is Hanumanasana. Okay, very, very nice. You're going to bring this all together and just take a nice child's pose. Take your time. Oh, in fact, let's just go forward and back because we want to be moving today. I don't know. I might not put this one on YouTube. It's just too good. Give me 2 more. And 1. All right. Let's get into some serious seated. Let's come on around. Well, Upavistakonasana. Upa, right there, upa. So upa kind of means, it's another way of saying, sit. Like the Upanishads. Lectures, upa, you're sitting down, something like that. Don't worry about things. Now, your hands are on your shins. Let's move the torso around a little bit. 8, forward. 7, forward. 6. So what? Now look, sweet peas. You've got to let your elbows all the way down to the ground. Like this doesn't count. And in fact, that's the problem, is you're actually stopping yourself. You don't want that one. You want to say, well, I go all the way down and then don't worry. I mean, who cares? Like if all of this gunky stuff happens, let it happen. Figure out your body. I used to be like that too. And then I just started telling myself, let your elbow down, Cecily. All right? And let's get flexibility in the torso. It's not all about, you know, I know you feel your inner thigh and all of these things. It's not always just about that. Sometimes the side of your neck needs to stretch. And out. Okay, great. So here we're going to do that round and lengthen again. I'm going to round, snake out and up and lengthen. Oh, round, lengthen. Good. Take 4 more. 4, rounding. Breathe. Rounding. Breathe. Yes. 2 more. Rounding. And breathe. See, I pulled my hands back because it really doesn't matter touching your feet. And up. Okay, great. Let's slowly bring the legs in. Okay. And if you have the blanket, it's going to be very helpful to sit up on something that helps you tilt forward. So remember, you can use the blanket, but also your bolsters are really sometimes a little bit better. Maybe we get a block back in here, or 2 blocks. We start going forward. We're going to treat this like a little push-up. Just push up. Little miniature push-up. Here we go. 8, push up. 7, push up. 6, push with your chest. 5, push. 4, push. 3, push. 2, push. 1, and push. So now we're just going to make this into a little yin yoga. 2 blocks, 1 block, doesn't matter. Your forehead's just going to go there. You can tilt the block, okay? I'm going to turn a little bit sideways so you can see everything that's happening. So you're taking a yin stretch. Remember, we are in Upavistakonasana. There's going wider, and then there's going lower. Don't worry about how wide. Don't worry about these things. So forehead is just down. And you're just relaxing. You can place your hands here or here. I love it. More. Give me more. Give me more of this. Yes. Good, and come on up, all right? Great. So I'm going to come off of the blanket. Some of you will want to stay. And we're going to work on our Kurmanasana, the tortoise. So tortoise is in Upavishta, and we're going to work on our little Skandasana as well. Seated Skandasana. Right knee comes up. Pull that in, hug it in. Right arm goes under, the right shoulder goes under, the right hand goes on the outside. Yeah. Left arm's going to go up, inhale. Oh, I know you're feeling stuff. I know. Like, what's this? What's this all about? I know. Let's pull this back in. That feels nice. Try to get this sit bone down. Let's go back and forth. 3. Kormanasana, starting the Kormanasana is about getting this arm on the inside. Pulling the knee in. So we're working a little bit in between two different poses. I'm going to open out the back of the knee, maybe getting a little bit lower, and maybe starting to push this leg out a little straighter. Okay. Got some side bending. I know. In the Skandasana, we're going to pull this foot back in. Now, left hand. Good. Right arm up. 8 and up. 7, 6, 5. So it is Vinyasa. 4, Vinyasa just means the flow and move. 3, 2, can you see how it's got something to do with the ribs? Can you see that? The ribs. So now we go all the way over and hold. Oh, my. 5, hold, stretch, breathe. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woohoo! Right? Do you feel, you feel a lot of different things. I don't even want to get into it. Whatever you feel the feels. Sometimes I just say, feel the feels. We're going to bring the foot in. Let me tell you, you get these postures, your warrior twos, you do this work here, your warrior two it's going to change, right? So you're thinking, but Cecily, shouldn't I work on warrior two in warrior two? Yeah, but warrior two is about getting one knee bent and the other leg stretching out. And getting your torso. Teachers are always coming and saying, rotate the ribs. Let's take 3 more of these. Hug in. Just hug the leg in. Good. Open a space. You can tell how we're going to be getting to the Kormanasana, the Badakonasana, start to finish the class. So we're working the torso inside the leg. Right? Let me say that again. A lot of times people think about just stretching their legs, and they never stretch their torso. Right? The amount of muscles in your leg, there's not a lot. There's not a lot of muscles in the legs. 4 quadriceps, 2 biceps, IT band is not even a muscle. Right? So there's just not a lot there. So really what people are dealing with is an inflexibility in all the muscles in the torso and weakness in the muscles in the torso. Well, some people will get in here and they say, I feel my hip flexor. And I'm like, well, yeah. Well, yeah, you're going to feel some of the muscle fibers there. You see, I'm starting to push this leg out a little bit. It's a somewhere between Kormanasana and somewhere between Skandasana. Now I'm just saying all these yoga pose names. People get into classes and I say, all right, everybody, left side Skandasana, and everybody stares at me like, show us. I'm like, children, this is my 5th class today. I can't keep showing everybody the things, right? Show it to us. You gotta know, you gotta practice. Okay, so now we're getting into, there's many variations of Skandasana, but this is this side bending variation with 8 repetitions. You're going to grab hold. Look over to your left. Here we go. 8 and 7 and now I want you to notice 6, I'm not flopping my arm over. And 5, I'm trying to get my rib to lie down on my thigh. Trying to get my rib, my right side, what's going to be your right side ribs, down on your right side. And then when you actually work the torso, oh gosh, you feel something's happening here. Yeah, it is. Right? Give me 2 more. 2. So as I start to get the right rib lower, then I'll let the arm follow. Right? So I want my torso to precede my arm. You feel the oblique abdominals, oh, all sorts of wonderful, beautiful things happening here. Now we lay out, we find the foot, and then I will tell folks to roll back like on a roller coaster ride. Breathe. 5. You feel all incredible side body opening. 3, 2, even your diaphragm is getting some conditioning. And 1. Oh my. Yeah? What do you think? Badakonasana comes after all of that. Holding onto the feet. Look up. Inhale. Exhale, bow down. 4 more. Look up. Inhale. Exhale, bow down. Now this is where that little bit of idea of rounding is helpful. So here I actually have to little bit round my lower back to get my knees lower, right? If I arch up, my knees go up. So I want to have that little bit of an idea of rounding. It's okay. Breathe. Right, 2, so I can go down, around, and then lengthen and up. And 1 more. And up, double Firesticks. I have a friend, she's in Italy right now. We've been working on double Firesticks, and I say, well, stack the foot. Kiddos, you've got to be able to see the sole of this foot. Right? So if the foot is sliding down, tucked in, and you can't slap it, you've got to get this foot on top. Who cares about this knee? Don't care about that knee. Don't worry about that. Worry about this foot, okay? So you're gonna, lean to the left and forward, left hand reach across, and then out, lean, and over. Don't worry, lean. How can I really say to you after this class, if you're somehow you just get this video and you struggle with these types of poses, the amount of personal discovery I had when I stopped trying to do things with my legs and I started trying to do things with my torso. And then because my torso would go a little bit further, I was like, okay, I mean, I'll take the leg, I'll take the external rotation, sure, but you got to figure there's a lot of connective tissue from the torso to the legs. And so sometimes it's the torso movement, range of motion that's holding you back. So we just flow. A lot of this, yes, it does come from some Feldenkrais theory of move things around and then see where they fall. You know, instead of saying, I want this to go there, move things around and see where they fall. You might surprise yourself. So now we're going to go cross. Let me scooch back a little bit. We're going to go cross here, and then cross there, and then let the elbows bend. And then go back, and back. 3 more, 3. Yes. Just see where they fall to. Some of you are like, I can't even get, I know, I used to be there. Some folks don't believe me that this used to be devastatingly hard for me. And I would get really sad and dejected. Even my students don't know that. I used to get really kind of like, I don't know. I would go to my teacher crying. And then he would say, Cecily, that's not the right frame of mind. The human body is very pliable, extraordinarily transformable. We just have to explore. I don't even like to call it stretching. You just have to explore. And if things aren't where you want them to be or where you think they should be, you have to explore around, and then you'll find what's inhibiting it. Is it, what changes if I just lean my head? What if I just say, I'm not stretching this, I'm going to stretch my neck sideways. I'm really just going to stretch here and stretch this line and stretch this track. And then you're like, oh, something's happening. Oh, wow, I never knew I could do that. And you're going to notice that this knee will kind of a little bit follow that program. You know, sometimes, a lot of times, the body is so smart. The somatic body is so smart that you have to trick it. Right? I mean, your body is basically saying, it's going, psst, hey, what are you doing? Why are you stretching? I don't want this stretch. No. The body is saying, hey, my job is to hold it together. And you appear to be trying to stretch or pull me apart. And your body will go, nope, I'm not going to give you that. So you have to say, it's all right, sweetie. Hey, honey, can you just twist to the left and just look out the window to the left? And then your body is like, maybe. And then it'll be like, okay, I'll give you that. Now, the more you try to twist and lean, right, you can feel it. Something is happening in your hip socket. But if you try to just do the hip socket, that might not work. So now we're going to do our lean, cross, breathe, cross, and lean. And I would do 100 repetitions of this. What is the theory? Do something 1,000 times. Do something 1,000 times, and then there'll be some kind of change. Let's do 2 more. Twist, cross, twist. This knee never used to touch that foot until I started twisting. All right, great. All right, great. Ooh, do you feel that? Is it lovely? Yeah, it is. Good. Let's turn face to the right. So this is another one where you might want a blanket. Even though this is Vinyasa, there are just a handful of poses where blanket better. Using the blanket is better. So I'm going to rock to the left, put the blanket underneath the right buttocks and a little bit the right thigh, and then fold the left leg under. This is Triang Ekapada Paschimottanasana. Blanket, very helpful, right? Block, you can get a couple of blocks out there. That's going to be for the forehead. And we're just going to go up and up. Now, I don't know about you, but after that Upavistakonasana, Badakonasana, right? And double pigeon or double Firesticks. After that series, forward folding is like butter. It's like, whee! It's like, hey. And this is what I mean about tricking the body. The body is like, well, this is easier than those external rotators. Right, wait till we just finish with the Gomukhasana. That's internal rotators. So we go here and hold. You can put your forehead on a block. And do a little bit of yin. So for my veteran students, I know you all get bored, so you could always work work the arms over the back and go a little bit deeper, obviously getting rid of the blanket, squaring up, how to get your head to touch the floor. Some of you do Ashtanga, and you want to get the hands in front of the foot. Pull. But more and more these days I get into these positions and I'm trying to move my ribs around. Ribs. Some of you have heard me say it so many times before. Ribs. What is going on with the ribs? You leave me a comment. Try it. Try these things. Even just as a concept. Even if you just do completely different stretches. Completely different asana. You get in that pose and ribs. So here's a little rounding. We did this before on the lunges. I'm not making a big deal about going up. I could add a little bit of, you know, extension in the back and rounding. So you can add that. I'm trying to add a little back bending. See how I'm trying to move my ribs around? We take one more. Do you want the yin stretch? You have your block. So, and yin, again, remember if you're doing authentic yin, you're going to be in the position at least 2 minutes. Static stretch is, 30 seconds will do. I think you could always give it like a minute. Go for something in between. I guess what I'm saying is, don't go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, yay, Try to hang out just for a second, especially for my students who are really inflexible. Try to get somewhere and hang out for a second. And when you're hanging out there, you don't want to have the thought, oh, I'm so stiff. No, just go and hang out. All right, great. Going to come off of the blanket. We're going to sit back. Last few poses here. This is Hero's pose. We're going to lean back into the elbows. Oh, is that hard for you? Yes, use blocks. However, oh boy, how can I tell you? Gravity. You want me to get here, hang out a little bit? Or go forward and back? So I'm using blocks because I'm going forward and back. So I'm not overly emphasizing either position. Is this hard for you to just fluidly go forward and back? Is your butt kind of coming up and then your ribs kind of coming up like, woo, then I would recommend this every day until it rolls like butter. And then we'll go back and maybe these can go lower. And yes, I feel it too. I feel a burn from the top of my feet, up my shins, definitely across the ligaments of the knee. I don't mind if the knees come apart a little. They shouldn't be super wide. You really want to see that the femur bone is coming into the hip sockets. And so then the knees won't be absolutely together. All right, great. Some of you can go all the way back. What manner of torture is this? Can I just take my time? This is devastatingly difficult for me. I don't know how to tell you. See, the lower back is lifted, so I have short hip flexors. And so I do work here, but I want you to notice, what am I doing? I'm moving things around. I'm trying to move my femur bones around, trying to draw in and up the abdomen, trying to move my ribs, my shoulder, even my head around. I even start moving the arms around. The arms go back, the knees come up, so I want to try to keep the knees down. On the way up, I hold onto my ankles, push through the elbows, chin to the chest, come on up. Whoa, what? I know, we're on all fours and we're gonna come up. Maybe you need blocks again. I have a client, she needs blocks. Back bending, very scary. All right. Prayer position. Left hand back, half camel, Upavistakonasana. Look how this elbow is bending. I'm going to let this elbow bend in towards me. Yes? And breathe and change. Hand, We're gonna let this elbow bend in towards you. Maybe the block needs to be further back. One more, each side. Back, back, back. Maybe you don't need the blocks. Sometimes, you know, I'm just kind of like the floor, like, you know, get grounded with your own body. You're not worried about trying to support anything. Right? So again, you don't have to be a dancer, but the idea is to be playful and dancey and go like, well, maybe I don't even need those arms. And then sitting back. Gomukhasana legs, right knee in front, left knee to the rear, splay the knees. Maybe you need a block, a blanket, sitting back. I'm going to face you a little bit. You can see the structure of Gomukhasana, the way we have to get into it. Right leg is on the top. That means the right arm goes under. The right fingertips go up the back. I have another client, boy oh boy, the last month he said, I want to achieve this, and it took us about a month to get the fingertips together. And then he got there and he said, I don't want to leave. Because, right, it feels, when you get there. It feels so good. You can feel all manner of things, shoulders, triceps on the left, bicep on what would be your right, hip sockets, ankles, toes. Gosh. Good, good, good. I'm going to swing it around the other way. That means left knee in the front, right knee in the back. I'm going to just face you a little bit already. Sitting back. I love it. Good. Left arm, what would be your left arm on the bottom? See how this arm needs to work its way high on your back? And then as you lift up, the fingertips are almost at the base of the neck. And the fingertips can clutch. And then you're just like, how can I stay here forever? If you're trying to get to the pose, you say, Cecily, can I use a strap? I'm not a believer in that. You have to work the fingers together, right? You're trying to get something to come together. And these are muscular contractions. So just repeat. Just keep trying. Repeat. Trust me, your body will give it to you. If you use a strap, your body will never give it to you. If you go without a strap for 5 years, but actually trying to get into the position, your body will give it to you. Your body will just go, oh, I guess she's trying to do this, so let's just do it. Okay, on your back, I'm going to fold this in, give my knees a hug. Almost done. So that's Gomukhasana. I did not do Marichiasanas. I wanted to, and I did not do sundial. I know you'll have to tune in to the next seated vinyasa. It's going to be titled Seated Vinyasa, Vinyasa Flow Seated, no standing. Did you like it? Let me know. I hope you did. Was it a struggle? Was it hard for you? Did you make it all the way to the end and you're just disgusted? Get in touch with me. Up, and down. I'm just going to move my arms so I can see you. Up and down. Get in touch with me so I can help you. 2/3, at least 2/3 of the poses that I can do now, I could not do even 10 years ago. So people say, 10 years? I don't want to wait that long. I want the pose now. No, you don't. I cannot tell you the power of getting better at something as you get older. I feel like Wonder Woman. Because I'm just getting better and better and better. So I feel like Wonder Woman in my body. I'm like, well, what should we do next? Where should we go next? Leg behind the head? Okay, let's do it. I used to be lousy at back bending. Those of you who are natural back benders, and any other teachers watching this, you might go, oh, she's not really good at back bending. But I couldn't do it at all. Right? There was a time where I couldn't do it at all. And down. Up, and way up on the toes, working on our final pose, Urdhva Dhanurasana, upward facing bow. There's Dhanur again, Urdhva Dhanurasana, Dhanur. Up. Did you laugh with me today? I used to not be able to do this at all. It was totally foreign to me. And now what do I do now that I'm here? I try to move things around. It's the ribs, back of the shoulders. It's the wrists. So much going on in that pose. Give your knees a hug. Even 10 years ago, I couldn't even imagine. Right? Okay, good. A little reclining pigeon. You can reach over the top, you can reach through the bottom, wherever you like to reach through. That's the lesson for today. Do a lot of beautiful, long and luxurious floor work, seated poses. I might list in the description on YouTube. When I put it on YouTube, I think I'll just go, these are the poses. So you can see them spelled out, Kurmanasana, Badakonasana, Skandasana, and then you can go over to Instagram, instagram.com/Cecily_yogi, and you can just go over to your Instagram anyway and use the hashtags, and then you'll be able to see other people doing these poses. I'm a strong believer of looking at all manner of human bodies doing these poses. You can rest, Shavasana. Right, I'm going to come on up. I'm going to curl up. Sit up. If you're resting, continue to rest, you know. You've got your sage burning anyway. You've got some incense going anyway. You've got candles going anyway. So you stay there. So I'm going to just go ahead and sign off. I hope you're just feeling so wonderful. I'm feeling wonderful. It's an entirely different feeling than standing vinyasa work. I always just feel very warm, and it's almost like hugging yourself. Whenever I do this type of work, I always finish feeling as if I hugged myself, and I feel like I only want to eat really good things, like eating a hamburger is like, oh no, that would be, you know, I'm going to go home and make another raspberry strawberry smoothie. What I do is I crush up the ice, I put some watermelon and raspberry in there, and that's it. That's it, no sugar. I don't want anything, I just want fresh, maybe add some mint. Sometimes I add mint. Oh, so good. Sometimes this work can induce a sleep. So sometimes I want just a nice nap. Cold shower after this would be fantastic. So I'm just kind of rambling on here because unlike my other vinyasa, I feel like, great, yay. This was vinyasa, this was power yoga, yay, we're up, we're like, yes, adrenaline, and you kind of lift up, and you're like, okay, time for steak and eggs and potatoes, and you know. But this work, boy, oh boy, it's lovely. Write me a comment. You let me know what you think, and I'll see you soon. Many thanks. Namaste.